Good afternoon, Scott Redler, T3 Live. Welcome to today's rapid recap, because I have a webinar that starts at 4:30, so we got to get going. Today came in, no one knew what to expect. Futures were, I think, up a little bit after yesterday's huge down day. We had Fed minutes. All we knew, again, was yesterday's low, the low from Thursday of last week, and we were armed with what could be next. Do we test last week's lows, bounce off it, trade back above yesterday's lows and create a red dog reversal? What kind of minutes do we have? Do we get follow through? Do we have a feeble bounce, a real bounce? Let's go right to the chart. So go right to the chart here of the SPY. Remember last Thursday, you had this nice red dog reversal right here in 1941. Boom, right to the 50-day. Nice 3-day trade. If you took it off, great. Why not? 50 handles. And then this happened. Everyone bearish. No one kind of knew what was going to happen today. All you knew is you had 1926 and you had the 150-day. So what happened today? We went to that 100-day and boom, right back above 1934, closing right back at that trend line. Look at the size of that move. If you bought 1934 with the stop at the low of the day of 1925, you risked 9 handles to make, I don't know, what is this, almost 35? And if you did it with the spiders, which is what a lot of us trade in today, which is the vehicle that I chose, that the VTF saw me long. If you're a member of our community, you know that our VTF watches us put on trades live. Okay, they get to see when we have them on, when we take them off. And I put this on when we went right back above 193.22 and pretty much held it for the entire move. I did not have a lot of other longs for the majority of this because I was out of the office. I actually tweeted some things from the gym. But anyway, you didn't have to, everyone's like, how do you, trim and trail it? What do you do? Do you buy it, verse that, and just close your eyes and leave the office? If you did that, you did pretty well. How do you just maneuver it? Which I'll go actually over that in the webinar. But anyway, no one knew that this day was going to happen. All you knew is yesterday's low. You knew last Thursday. You knew where the 150-day was. And then that. So that's pretty damn engulfing. You look at the same thing in the Qs, big engulfing day, took back this day and this day, showing that tech is the place to be. Even the Russell had a pretty much of a feisty, low here, okay? Maybe this red dog reversal, if you took the trade, you did it here, you made some money, maybe you make a little bit of money again. See what happens next time it tries to take out this. There's a little room to retrace still. And then I think the real story that helped the market was the XLE. If you look at the XLE, these names have been absolutely friggin' annihilated. You go to the volume here, you take a look, and look at the size of this volume here, on this low. Around 10 o'clock or so, I tweeted, the oil names have been absolutely killed. XLE, OH is probably a good time to cover some. And then later in the day, boom, you had a nice red dog reversal after the Fed minutes, right back above, and maybe this time it builds. I would think that this volume here could be enough for that to happen. So see what's next here. You have this downtrend. It's very oversold. Who knows? Maybe you get a follow-up trade on it. Hopefully at least you're covered. OHs, look at the size of this volume. Geez Louise, holy cow. Somebody covered there. Somebody went long. Big trend to the downside, below every moving average across the board. But perhaps you have a day trade if you positioned here versus the low. And, we'll see what happens tomorrow. If you get some follow-through or maybe, a little softness to open red to go green. Now let me go through some stocks. Twitter, strongest stock out there. I know I sold mine yesterday, got back in today. We trade in real-time markets. That's what we do. Okay. All in all, it could have fallen apart if the market fell apart, but what did it do? It turned green first, engulfed this little spot, closed real well. This stock, to me, again, longer term, could see 60 plus. Facebook also, not as strong as Twitter. It's not at the highs, but it was a decent short off the bat that turned into a better red dog reversal, and now you'll see how this handles this tomorrow. I know I was also talking about Apple. Apple looked a little vulnerable. I think some guys or people in my row were shorting it, but they did not get stubborn. 99.30, when it took back the 50-day, it was also showing relative strength, was your time to cover. And then he even had a few spots to flip. I actually went long Apple in the afternoon, first time in a while. Okay, don't know what Icon's going to say tomorrow, but I don't really care. All I know is that it engulfed this range. There was actually some decent volume. If you put some volume back in here, first time in a while, hopefully it gets a little cleaner. Red Dog likes life better when Apple's on the move, gives me more things to do, and right now it engulfed this range here. See if it goes. Look at a stock like Microsoft. Look at the engulfing move Microsoft had to take out this range. Intel, they went after the liquidity stocks that they could trust, that have fundamentals and cash, and might not and aren't bankrupt candidates like a GTAT, or even you heard the news on Shield, or you saw the bad numbers in JCPenney, whatever. The banks kind of rallied, nothing too great. You look at something like Bank of America, held the 21-day, came back up. We'll see what happens next there. The GDX reversed, real hard. Look at the size of the reversal there. So if you've been short this thing, hopefully on the Red Dog reversal back above and the volume you covered, and maybe if you were looking for a long, you got involved, and you'll see what this leads to. You'll see if there's commitment. So, with all that said, nobody knew what was going to happen today. All you had is yesterday's low, last Thursday's low, and then even lower prices. They tried to pressure the market, couldn't go down, created a lot of double bottoms, a lot of outside days, all technical patterns that should have had you covering shorts and maybe looking long. If you were on the VTF, you watched a lot of the the trades develop. We talked about it as it took place. Tried to also put some charts on Twitter and talk about it. So use your resources and use some quick feet and just continue to make progress, because this two-way action has been pretty sizable, different than it's been in the past, but there's been levels and tactics to use. Make sure you know them, and if you don't, tune in at the webinar at 4:30. Have a great night. I'll see you in the morning with Brittany. Talk to you soon.